What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 44 of Keeping It Real with TNL. I'm here with Coach Lori, and today it is going to be a Q&A episode. We got some of your requests. We've had questions from our own clients. We've had a couple from emails, some comments. So we've taken this time after we feel like we've got enough questions to actually pose and answer. And the fact that these are coming from viewers, hopefully one of your questions was chosen, and you're going to get the answer right here. So prior to us doing that, is there anything that we got to add? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, a few weeks ago. So we have our Monday Fix every Monday. And I've done a few weeks of interactive ones where members have to shoot out ideas and write stuff on the board. And one of the things I'm trying to compile for just people in our programs are rewards that are not food or alcohol related. So basically, Friday, get home from work, let's go out and have dinner or drink.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
been a hard week. I deserve that. Or, oh my God, I haven't slept. I'm tired. I'm just going to have this cupcake and get some energy and get through the rest of the day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it is so funny that you bring that up because so I remember being there for some of those and I remember the look on somebody's face when we got to the part of the question, but it can't be food or alcohol. People are like, well, what am I doing?
People are like, you took away my gold stuff.
Yes, that's it. That's the only reason that I wake up is to eat food and drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
What's happening?
Don't you care for your kids? Yeah, that's cool, but I still need the alcohol. Ty, you don't get it.
But like we're so programmed. Everything around parties, everything social, at least in America, especially in the Bay Area, California, is around food trucks, restaurants, bars,
all of it.
wine and dine events, everything.
Everything.
So I'm just going to read off what our crew came up with. You can reward yourself with a nap. Hey. All day. A massage. You can watch a show. You can reward yourself with a vacation. Like, hey, after 6 months of grinding hard, I'm going to take my family to anywhere but Disneyland because that's not vacation.
It's on vacation.
That's
a full-time job.
It's a lot, though. You can reward yourself with a workout.
Dude, absolutely.
After a long day of work, that's winning, actually. I love that. How about quiet time?
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll explain some of these because some of them, I bet, on the surface to those who are new to this stuff sounds like what? But I'll explain why some of these are huge, at least to me.
And someone said, read the Bible. I love that. That's really great. A hug, go to a spa, run 3 times a week, reward yourself with that. Was that Tim? No, friends. You just hang out. You can go hang out with friends. Maybe you can walk your dog at a dog park, hang out. Talk to your peeps. Okay? It's true. How many times have you sat there and been like, damn, I haven't talked to so-and-so in a hot minute. All a friend. Catch up. Let's see. You could listen to good music. You could dance. You can go do a round of golf. Someone said just run.
Run again. Hold on. Where are you guys during those when Tim programs
not here.
A freaking AMRAP of 200-meter runs for fucking 30 minutes?
Nobody's here for
that.
that.
Nobody's here. So
take day off. Everybody go.
Yeah.
Don't even coaches. Don't even show us. We program this. Everybody gets a paid day off. It's a run day. Dude, here's one that I do probably a lot, but it shouldn't count. But it's coffee. Extra coffee, as long as there's no sugar.
I still swear this is Tim's list.
Tim's like, we have nitro cold draw. It's like pouring it in. Not really, because no one wants to drink it. They're like, that's gross. Go buy some new shoes.
I like that one.
I like that. You've been all the kicks, I know. You can just go shopping for anything. Someone wants to go to the BTS concert.
Well, there you go.
Let's go. Maybe you want to sleep. Maybe you're so busy you don't even get to sleep. What a reward that is. Go sleep. Get into martial arts. That's a nice reward. Beach day. Always. Beach day all day, every day. I can do that. Quality time with friends. Quality time with family. So that's what we came up with on the whiteboard for the people that showed up that day. So I'm gonna kind of dive in just on a couple of these that on the surface may not seem like a big deal, but I'll explain if they're done right why. But I definitely like the new shoe. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the blackest thing I do is buy shoes. There you go. Me too. Oh no. Let's go right now.
So
we just leave.
yep,
Go buy some shoes.
that would be okay. So the nap. On the surface, you're like, dude, what
the hell?
yeah, why a nap? But let me rephrase this. Let's say that you're somebody like me and Lori, who you're consistently working hard. You're obviously building your business. You have clients. You are trying to find ways to increase your presence and give value without you having to be there. That alone is something that keeps us spinning all day. So for us to actually reward ourselves with a nap would almost be the equivalent. And you're going to be like, dude, don't get that deep with me, but I will. It is the equivalent of working hard and resting, and we all know who did that. Work for 6, rested 1. So there's a reason for that. It's resting in what was accomplished. Yeah. It's resting and knowing that in this moment, I have nothing else on my mind. I have no concerns. I did what I was supposed to do physically, mentally, and now I'm going to allow myself to completely rest with no anxiety. I'm going to rest nice and quiet. I'm going to tell my wife or my kids or my husband, hey, I need this house for freaking 2 hours to myself. I'm going to sleep in peace because I killed it and I've earned this quiet rest for my mind and my body. Yeah. That is a nap on a much deeper level, but that's how like I would take a nap. Now, the other one that I'm going to touch on here is going to be the quiet time. That to me is something that I take very, very seriously. I try to get at least 10 minutes minimum by myself with nothing on every day. But imagine now I've been kind of killing it. I'm like, hey, you want to know what? It's been a long week at work. It's been a long week with clients. It's been a long week with the business. I'm going to allocate an hour where I just sit on the couch, kick up my feet. I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to allow myself to relax. I'm going to breathe. I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm going to enjoy this quiet time of peace. So I will tell you that people who are high achievers, people who are out winning and making it happen, we don't value the same exact things that a lot of other people value. Like I deeply value rest. I deeply value quiet time because I basically try to stay on for myself and everybody else all day, every day. I try to leave everything I can on the field of life. I fucking wring out that towel every day. So having extra time to rest, extra time for me, that not only refills my cup, but it also makes me better in the long run. And I'm more happier doing what I'm doing because I am not over draining myself. I'm taking much needed rest and allowing myself to be happy. I'm not resting and thinking about all the shit I need to still do. I'm not resting and trying to take notes. I'm actually in the moment of actually allowing myself to just rest, knowing I got my stuff done. And I completely love that. And then the last one, new shoes. I'm only talking about that because that is something that I do. I usually get new shoes every fall as the leaves change. So what's on my feet? And that's kind of been my thing for a long time. And so that's my kind of thing as well. Like if I've been killing it, like yes, a nice little treat like that, some clothes, some shoes, something to go out and show the world your new body with something else on it. I've been working hard. I've been putting in the work. Here you go. There it is. Now I look good. So, like I said, those are some that on the surface may not seem like, what are you talking about? Sleep, nap, blah, blah, blah. But those are actually great things. And people who appreciate those are those who are truly working hard and trying to give everything they have to everybody else.
You know what I do tonight for a reward? Because it's coming up on Halloween. Ashley and I, every year until we watch Ichabod Crane, the Disney cartoon.
Oh.
And I'm just going to snuggle with my kid. Probably have one of the 2 cats because, they fight over who's going to be on my lap. So dramatic. And we're going to watch that tonight. And that's going to be a reward after a really hard, very early day. It's going to be a great way to wind it down before bed. Yeah. And I love that. And no one's going to be eating popcorn or any of that shit. We're just going to watch Ichabod Crane. Yeah. The Disney one, dude. Come on.
And just hanging out. Come on. Family, relaxing.
That's so good for the soul. And I think when people, realize that these things help keep your daily stress level down too. And if you take a nap after work, it's almost like a reset, and then you're going to enjoy the rest of your day not working, right, with family and friends. So, yeah, live your whole day, not just come home from work and in class. into a pile of bad food and feel like shit and go to bed. These are great things. So I'm really proud of everyone at the gym.
Yeah, you know what? I am too, guys. I am glad that you guys haven't taken the ethics time seriously and actually thinking, because that's what it's done. It's allowed us as coaches to lay different patterns of thinking in the gym. Yes, I've heard it several times. No one cares about, no one wants to hear people talk. No, we just come here to work out. But I'm telling you guys, the the stuff that we've been actually getting across to members by having this regularly, I haven't seen that much buy-in since I've been here.
Ever, yeah. 13 years here.
We have more individuals actually concerned about food now than we did prior. And this is a CrossFit gym. So just the fact that even if we now started talking about it once a week, but now more people are starting to eat right, more people are starting to make better choices, that means that the goal of the Monday Met Fix has been met and will continue to be met.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
All right. So questions. People have questions for us.
So guys,
Is it tricky?
No. So just since these were all sent to us, I have them on a note. So I'm going to be going over the phone, but once I ask it, me and Laura are going to answer them. And so this is going to be kind of laid back because we haven't really gone over these questions. Like I had sent them, but it was more like, hey, this is what's been out there. So let's just kind of come up with a way for us to talk about it once we start the show. Yeah. So expect us to just do a full free flow. So question 1. All right. This person says, I've been consistent for months, but my body doesn't seem to be changing anymore. How do I know if I've hit a plateau or if my workouts just aren't effective? Sure.
Step 1. This is like the SNL skit. I'm gonna sing that song all day now. What are you eating? It's great that you're consistent in the gym, but how are you consistent outside of the gym? So the first question is always going to be, tomorrow just send me pictures of everything you're eating or write down what you ate over the weekend and we'll talk about that. Because your gains will only get you to a point physically, right? Like you might gain strength or hit a PR, but if your body composition isn't changing, it's the food.
Absolutely.
Every time. It's never not been. I've never come across anyone where it was like anything other than what was going in their mouth, alcohol, food, sugar, right?
Absolutely. So I agree with Lori on that one entirely. So usually when people start a program at the start, there's usually a lot of changes that kind of come out the gate, just because for some they're usually deconditioned and now they're starting to move again. So naturally they're burning calories and losing weight. But then we get to that point where you're right, where it's like, okay, those changes aren't taking place. And I was going to say the exact same thing that Lori said. The first thing that I'm going to ask is, let's talk about the food. So just because your body may have obviously gotten used to you, like, making some cuts, there does come a point where we have to recheck where we are.
Yeah.
So one of this is a story that I've told on the show multiple times, but one of my online clients, we found out that it was literally 0.25 grams of jasmine rice, even though we had cut at the start, like I had cut her from a cup to that. And we started getting some results. And then of course, the workouts were perfect. She was hitting her 10K steps perfect. The protein ratio was met. The carbs were low. The sugar was low on the surface because obviously rice has 0 grams when you put it into MyFitnessPal, but not when it gets processed. So after we weren't losing weight for about 2 weeks, as a coach, it hurt for me to say it, but I said, you're going to have to completely cut the jasmine rice entirely in its tracks and just take it out. And it got her back on track and we continued the process. But again, it is one of those things where, yes, I would say first start there. And even if you made a cut to your food, as you're losing weight, your body may need to make certain more.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing.
So remember this. This is the basis of understanding without getting too deep into the science. If you're ingesting food, glucose, right? Berries, cupcakes, some crappy processed McDonald's apple pie with your cheeseburger and fries, whatever it is.
You got to put the soft serve on the pie.
Oh my God, soft serve. I forgot about the soft serve. Oh no, childhood memories. Remember the coupons that would go in your stocking for McDonald's bucks? That's how old we are. So he's aligned with me too. But anyways, once you're eating that, your body has to burn through and deal with all that glucose before it can start pulling stored fat out and burning that. So if you're eating enough, which for some people, like a quarter cup of rice, would probably tack weight on me.
Yeah.
Like no joke. My body has been fat, and it's like, that's fun to be fat. I got to work every day. Like, I have to make a conscious decision to be like, I'm willing to eat a sushi roll, jump up 2 pounds, and take 3 days to get that bloat and stuff back off. Like, I know how my body works. I know myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, once you've put all the sugar and carbs in, or just we just call it carbs, which is all encompassing, you have to burn through that, turn into energy before your body's out of that, and then it starts to pull the stored fat to make energy, right? So yeah, you just have to be honest about what you're eating.
Absolutely.
No judgment, but we can't help fix it if we don't know what you're eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this is the only time that I will say where we could look at the workout. The only time, let's say that your food is good and it's dialed in, but let's just say that all you've done is hit 10K steps a day, and you've been doing that for months.
Yeah.
That may be a time where we're like, okay, now we're going to have to find a way to increase that movement or something of that nature. But like we say, 9 times out of 10, always start with the food first.
Yeah.
Always start with the food first.
Perfect.
Good stuff. All right. Question 2. Let's see what we got on the board. Question 2. All right. For question number 2, very simple here. We have this one right here. I feel constantly anxious, even though nothing is wrong in my life. What's happening in my mind or body, and how can I find peace in it? Oh, that's a little bit. Hold on. Let me read one more time. I feel constantly anxious, even though nothing is wrong in my life. What's happening in my mind or body, and how can I find peace again?
All right. You want functional, Dr. Lori?
I got a few.
You start.
No, you can start. You go functional. Okay, fine. Okay.
You got the better shoes. They got dirty nanos on. You got some nice kicks.
So I have a few notes here because this one, like I said, I was like, okay, let me do some research. So I'm gonna be honest. There's 2 versions of me that's going to answer this question. There's going to be the hardcore coaching me, and then there's going to be the deeper, knowledgeable version of me. So if you have anxiety when you aren't eating right, you aren't working as hard as you can, and you're not giving the effort that you can towards life, that is when I'm going to tell you that's where you need to start. Most of the anxiety that you possibly have in that moment, this is the hardcore coach. If those are the reasons, if you're actually not doing anything in life and you're just kind of like going through the motions, even at your job, like let's say you're an adult, but you're not really trying to move up, you're just clocking in, you're kind of working out. That to me tells me that you are at a point where you're on the verge of a midlife crisis, and it's caused because you spent your entire life seeking comfort, which in turn has given you a feeling of anxiety because deep within yourself, you know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But there's another group who still grinds, still works, still puts in more effort, but still feels anxious. So this is who I'm going to address now. If that's you, I'm going to explain how that side works. So anxiety usually starts in the nervous system first, not the mind. And what I mean by that, when you're going through life, when you're dealing with certain things that are stressful, if you're in a stressful environment or you are dealing with traumatic things, your body releases the adrenal glands and cortisol glands release the hormones as you're dealing with this stress when you're in fight or flight mode. What happens to people who constantly tend to live in that fight or flight mode, or where certain things come up and your body is constantly releasing from those glands? That then puts your body into a state where the heart rate remains slightly elevated, which then obviously when you're operating at a higher elevated heart rate, you don't ever allow yourself to calm down and you're stuck in what we like to call this fight or flight state, but all the time.
Yeah.
Even though you're not dealing with an actual confrontation right in front of you, but just because your body has gotten so used to freaking pumping the hormone, that now that is how it functions. It functions in this higher elevated state, which the nervous system isn't meant to be operating like that. So therefore, when you're operating at that level for years and years and years, it creates like it's just anxiety from nowhere and you don't know why, because you don't realize that you haven't allowed your system to ever come back down. Yeah. That's, I could tell you how to do that, but that takes time. That takes someone who honestly is willing to embark on some deep meditation and an understanding that you were put in a rush when you came into this world. And until you slowly remove yourself just for long enough to realize that there is no rush, you're never going to stop your body from releasing those hormones without you knowing them, because that is something that has now been so deeply conditioned and ingrained in you, you can't consciously stop it. It could only be stopped subconsciously by changing your vibration at rooms.
It's good. It's good shit. Yeah, I like it. So playing off the cortisol, if you're a guy and you have low test and you're having libido issues and anxiety, it's all connected, right?
Yeah.
You gotta start with the cortisol first. If you have a really stressful job life, etc., or you're unable to manage stress, the best cortisol test is saliva. Some people it spike from the needle going in because
that would spike me.
Yeah,
I've been like this the whole time.
really.
Is it done yet?
Just did my blood work for the Hoop Advanced Labs. It's pretty cool too. So if it's not cortisol, if you're part of the 73 to 75% of the world that has that MTHFR gene mutation that they all talk about, you don't absorb B vitamins, and you need methylated B6 in the form of P5P because that helps the brain too. That's really big amongst teenagers. Hormone fluctuations, as we say, like kids are all fucking hormonal. That causes stress and anxiety in them, right? So there's that as well. And again, your gut is your second brain. So if you're eating like crap or you have gut dysbiosis, leaky gut, any autoimmune issues or celiac, any of that, you got to fix that to relieve this because they're completely connected. So all these things are options. You just have to really do an intake form and call your symptoms. Then we can know exactly what's causing that, right? Yeah. And sometimes you just need a bigger why. You're just unhappy with where you are. Like I have friends like, great job, big money, but like, oh, I'm fucking miserable. I'm like, fuck, go do something philanthropic. Go do something that helps someone selflessly. Go find a hobby. Find something that feeds you mind, body, and soul, right? And that, because anxiety a lot of times is that, or if you're a major control freak and you can't control everything, that will give you anxiety too.
There you go. So Lori, just that, and so like I said, guys, that's what I completely love is that was it. It was a great question, but it's too everybody varies at where they're at, because Lori just brought up a great point. Like if you looked at my life prior to me coaching here, you would think that I was a hardworking individual. I had a good job. I was doing everything, but clearly I still felt some kind of way because that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And so that same job that I had is more than enough for hundreds of thousands of people everywhere else. But it didn't make me feel like I was expanding and I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, which in turn caused anxiety. And so I had to make a choice. Am I going to just live in this anxiety, or am I going to do what Lori said, recheck my why, recalibrate what I want in life, and then obviously have to make a hard decision, but it has to be done. So it isn't just because like I said, that's how come I want it to be clear. Like it isn't if you're like just a loser. You could be someone who's completely doing things, but you're just not happy with it anymore.
Exactly. And that's CEO of $1 billion company. Yes. So like, this is not where I'm meant to be.
Exactly.
We see people all the time reinvent themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen to what symptoms are and what you're thinking, and you'll figure out which one of these fits your bill for anxiety, right?
Exactly.
That's a great question.
All right.
I like that.
Moving on. Number three. All right. I'm trying to get in shape, but I get overwhelmed by all the different workouts online. How do I know what kind of training is actually right for me? All right. What do you want to start? So let's start.
You got to do something you love. Like, I'm not going to go do Bikram yoga because people don't wear deodorant here. I'm being brutal. We're keeping it real, right? A few times I tried it. Plus, after a back surgery, I just got to doing GHG sit-ups without back pain the first time ever. Like, this year. So yeah, do something that you can't wait to go do. Everything's going to be hard in the beginning, but if you know that you hate running, don't join the run club. If you know that you're like, well, CrossFit school, because I like that barbell stuff, find the right one that works for you. And stick with it for at least 2 to 3 weeks to see the changes you feel mentally and physically. And if you really love it, does it fill your bucket? Because we come into every CrossFit workout that Tim writes, I'm like, yes. Some of them like, oh, but I do them. I don't cherry pick.
Yeah.
Work out 7 days. Most weeks I do it, right? Or like I'm like, what was it? For a few weeks we're like wall walking all the time. I'm so good now. You see how fast I am now? Bruh. Spider-Man ain't got nothing on me right now. As long as they just walk up, walk back down. I can't find it yet. But like it should really, you should be able to grow with it. How about that?
I like that.
Don't go on TikTok and sign up for some 30-day challenge. Like find a program with someone who's teaching you and it speaks to at least something that you like. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. So I was going to say that Lori kind of basically stole the exact words. I was going to answer that out the gate, literally the exact same way. The first thing is going to be find something that you're willing to do consistently.
Yeah.
Because that's going to dictate how long you stay with it. It's going to dictate the results that you get. Because as we've said, when it comes to sometimes the biggest factor isn't so much what the workout is, it's how long can you do it consistently.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to make all of the changes anyways. But yes, it should be something that you want to actually get up to do.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time where I was never that excited to go to the gym like a normal box gym. Like, yeah, I would go run, but when I got into the weights, I just couldn't. I just didn't like it. But something that I did like to do was go to a track and run like wind sprints because I could do quick 10 across a 100-yard field and then call it and be done and felt like I just killed myself. And so I decided to implement that on my own twice a week when I was trying to lose weight. And it was something where I used to wake up, even though I knew that wind sprints were going to be hard, but I was like, look, I'll go out there and get my 10 done, and then we get to start the day, and I'm going to be outside. I used to actually wake up and look forward to it. And so it was one of those things where that does play a role. Now, you may get to a point in time where you're like me and Lori, where I would just say that we're all psycho, where it doesn't matter what's going on, I'm going to fucking work out. They'll be like, hey, there's a 5.8 magnitude earthquake in San Ramon. I'm going to text her. You want to go jog past the Clacking Run?
Let's go.
We're still gonna go and get a workout, and like that's we're at that point. But as I said, when I started, I had to find things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I built that habit first. I got into the habit of making time for my fitness. And then after that, it was like, okay, well, how can I make it harder? And then we went from there. But it started by finding something I was willing to do every day consistently.
Yeah. Last thing I would add is we're not the only people doing small groups, especially training. We kind of are in our area, but find a small group where you've got the motivation, the coach, the attention, and put in your however many weeks they do. We do 13 weeks, right?
I'm gonna say this. I'm glad you bought the small group. If I would have known about the small group concept at the start of my own journey, I would have been more inclined to do it.
100%.
Because number one of my biggest things was I didn't want other people to see me as big as I was that I actually knew. So I would go to gyms where obviously I knew nobody, and I'd keep on my hoodie and my headphones and not talk. So I knew I wouldn't. So having a small group would have been huge, and that also would have helped me out because there were some bad habits I had learned about lifting because I didn't have a coach or training. I was lucky that I wasn't hurt, but the bad habits, Tim had to spend 3 years unwinding. So it's like, yeah, if I would have had like that kind of setting and someone actually helping me with my food instead of me playing the guessing game with my fitness pal, like I basically did this all from scratch, like from the ground up. So I'd have loved to have that small group option and being like, dude, you meet for 13 weeks because at that time when I made that choice, I was ready.
Yeah.
I was finally ready. And that was the key. I was ready to finally lose weight. I was ready to finally change my habits. And I was ready to do what I needed to do to get what I wanted out of life. And so I know that a small group at that time I'd have been hooked, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Cool. Do you have a fourth one? I don't remember. Look at me with math. Never sticks. Never sticks, guys. Should spell out FOUR. I would have to the word.
All right. So, I like this one. Why do I crave junk food even when I'm eating healthy? Is it willpower, hormones, or is there something deeper going on in my body? This is actually cool because we actually started out this episode with we are already in this mental track where we usually reward ourselves with something that hits the taste buds. That's obviously been programmed since we were kids. When we were babies, if we would cry, someone would do what? Stick something in your mouth.
Pretty much pacifier.
Yep, pacifier.
A lollipop, a pacifier, bottle of milk if you're young enough, or cake, and then just shut up.
And it's to the point that we even love like anything just on our tongue, like to the point, like I remember some kids used to struggle when they were at that stage, like no more binky, you're done with it. They just want it. They don't even know why.
Yeah.
But this sensation of what's taking place here, my mouth is moving, I'm feeling something in my mind. It is basically building a whole dopamine track. Mm-hmm. And so this could go both ways. Can it be hormones? Yeah. Can it just be you've been wired so long that your mind always seems to go there to when I have cravings, I want this food. That could just be you having to truly start to deal with that. Like understand that. Like ask yourself, why is that on my mind right now? What is it truly that I'm missing in this moment that is making me want to put chocolate on my tongue? Yeah. What is taking place that is causing me to feel this need to go and get some French fries right now? Why am I, as a human being pulled by some urge that's not in front of me? And I know it obviously sucks to kind of ask those kind of questions, but you have to get deep like that to understand, why are you doing the things that you're doing? Why is this program running in your head about the junk food? So I'm going to touch more on actual stuff, and I'm going to let Lori talk because Lori's kind of a food pro.
No, I was just thinking habitual is a habit, right? Like I don't need to go to Starbucks every day, but it's more of habit as much as it is for the need of the caffeine. Yeah. Even though I make cappuccinos at home every morning for saying it's a habit. Two, if you see it, it can elicit the memory of it. I'll share this with you. I didn't even realize we had me in the house. I was making no sugar added chia seed pudding for a breast cancer event, right? It's one with coconut milk, one with whole organic milk, A2 for the sensitivities. I try to think of everything. And I needed a little bit of vanilla extract. It's the first time I've touched this stuff in like months because I don't need to be in that pantry because all I eat is meat. So I opened it up and we still had a partially eaten bar of huge chocolate, the A2, the paleo one that's really clean. But it's still coconut. I mean, sugar. And I looked at it and I was like, fuck, that sounds so good right now. I haven't had chocolate. I can't remember when. It's been over 3 months, right? Yeah. Yeah, because 3 months of carnivore, and then I didn't have much before that, if at all. I can't remember the last time, but I was like, I'm going to swerve it. And then Tim made it because he's doing this thing, writing his book, and I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't care, but for that moment, I was like, "Oh, look at you, sexy little piece of chocolate." So I think it's just, oh my god, I haven't had that forever, or I missed that, or whatever. And lastly, it's just again, it's the gut. Like you have to get the good and bad bacteria balanced, put those microbes out. Different things that you have to rebuild. When you've started eating healthy, you're still unraveling the damage you did. Yeah, it can take a while. So yeah. And so Lori's right. This is an unraveling process. So there's, for those who are kind of still dealing with the cravings and all of those, I'm gonna be honest. Those aren't going to go away completely. Like even me, even Lori, someone who's training, just said, I had a moment with some chocolate. I was like, oh man, it sounds really good right now. And this is someone who's on her game, who knows what food is, who knows how this works, and still feels it. You guys would be surprised. I'm a kind of come out here, but there's still times that I've been seeing that Costco has this new calzone. Of course, I want to try the calzone, but I'm not a robot. Like I have human tendencies still. Like I still like things, and so even me, I'm like, dude, like knowing everything that I know,
knowing everything I know about life, about how food works, about how the body works, and even understanding why I have that urge. I still have it.
Yeah.
I may keep it under control, but it's still there. Yes.
But the difference is you control it.
Yes.
So as the more you pass by the craving, the easier it is to just be flippant about it if it happens. Be like, oh fuck, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna be like, oh my God, I have to call my coach because I'm literally about to put the pizza in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like suicide hotline.
When it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Let's take this bite. Tom, stop me. Call.
Sabaros at the fucking Hayward. Southland Mall Sabaro keeps in my hand. It's like, dude, don't eat that.
Dude, Ty, there's two people right in front of me at Hot Dog on the Stick. If this line keeps moving, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to get this corn dog.
They're the ones with the hats and the lemonade thing. I remember that. Dude, pay fair goal.
Hey, now we're going old school. Hey, fair school.
Actually calling out like the theft ring. Just get more momos.
Yep.
You can follow people eating
fair.
poorly because they're feeling. There's a whole
entire thing there.
That's wild.
So, and that's the other thing. So I'm going to just end it with this, guys. Food for some of us was our first drug.
Oh, yeah.
And we may not have known it, but it was our first drug because on those days where you may have got a great score on a test and your parents may have taken you out to eat, on those times where it was your homecoming night and you're meeting with your friends, where are we going first? Let's go get some food.
Absolutely.
And so you are doing all of these things that you don't realize that even though food isn't the centerpiece of these things, it seems to be there. And so you've gotten used to it being a part of every single situation, every single Thanksgiving, every single Christmas, every Super Bowl party, every kid event at school. And so you've built this up in time that when we're doing something fun, food needs to be there because it's always seemed to be there every other time.
Yeah.
And so not only that, when you tend to want to stop that, you'd be surprised how much your mind picks up on how much we're not doing those fun food things anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what usually kind of causes that because you are literally, I don't want to say, but it's like withdrawals.
Yeah.
It is like withdrawing from heroin. It doesn't just go away. You still know what it feels like. It just takes a special person to have to deal with those urges. And like there are some alcoholics who have to literally live hour by hour. Mm-hmm. I'm not like that way, but there are people who have to live that way with food, where it's an hour by hour thing of, I can't fall back into this. Like that's where they are. But that's the truth is that you need to understand that this food, it's an addictive substance. It's the one thing you've done every day since you've walked this earth. Mm-hmm. So that's how come it's the hardest to control because it's usually been so out of control and it's just been accepted as any way that you want for so long. So of course, any form of it being limited automatically puts us in a scarcity mode and we start to go crazy and we start to think things and we act like the world is falling when it's like, no, you just had some, you're just not eating like a pig anymore. That's it.
It's okay.
Yes, come to terms. This leads to a better life anyways. This is the path. If it was easy, everybody would be here with us. You are going to have to learn to control your food, not because it's about trying to stay fit, but because it's about getting control of your own mind. Being able to tell yourself, no, I don't need that. Imagine how strong of a person you become, like Lori said, when you could see it. I'm not in that.
People keep eating in your face and you're like,
yes,
I'm good.
That's fine.
Didn't you remember like how shitty you felt when you were eating it?
Exactly.
Or for people that go a long time and they're like, I just want to taste this again. They're like, it doesn't even taste as good as I thought.
Yeah.
And now my stomach hurts.
Yes. And now I fucking wasted these calories and this opportunity on this nonsense. I should have ate a steak.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so hungry. I can't wait to eat lunch today. My vegan lunch. Just kidding. I'm eating a steak. Just kidding. Jokes on you guys. I'm eating a steak. No, I am though. I'm gonna have some steak when I get eaten.
So yeah. And so that's that. And so that's the truth. Like I don't know if it's ever going to be so easy that it doesn't hit me or us. But even us at this point, I still have some of those same urges. Yeah. But I just keep them under control and I just tell myself, no, you're only wanting that because there is something else that you're missing right now. Yeah. Figure it out. Yeah. Look within yourself. Because you know damn well that you don't really want to cinnamon roll.
You have to control urges all day.
Yeah.
Like some people, like I'm just gonna fucking leave work. I can't.
You know how many things I keep under my. I keep my devil so fucking deep in
Yeah.
the hole. It's crazy because if I act on my urges,
All of a sudden, worst time. We go to the county jail. No, I'm kidding.
seriously.
No, I'm joking. Get out of here. You're funny. Go. Don't worry about your junk food. You'll be fine. Just be like, not today, Satan. Just here it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. You got anything else for me?
I'm literally gonna go eat a steak. I'm not lying to you guys.
That's it.
I'm gonna give into that urge. All right, stay consistent, and most importantly,
keep it classy, Ramon.
see you next time.
See you guys
Bye.
next time.